Hello and welcome to BierTier, the German engineer. Today, we are back with oxygen not included with the spaced out DLC. Last time around, we started to build our industrial brig and got the first few pieces of equipment online. We left the base a little bit in disarray. We are running low on oxygen. So let's just jump right into that and see what we can do about that. Alright, and here we are. We have several issues that we have to take care of right away. So if you take a look into our gas overview, oh, it's getting bad. It's barely breathable. Let's take a look. We actually have it breathable. It's not barely breathable. Down here on the bottom, it's barely breathable. In the core of our base, we still have a little bit of oxygen going on thanks to our oxygen diffusers, but that is about it. So we need to do something about that ASAP. The reason being is that we are out of algae. We have only a few hundred kilograms left, and that is not enough to sustain us. So, I'm not sure why exactly there is polluted water, so let's get rid of that. But we gotta do some digging, and we gotta do some digging badly. And over here, we have a bunch of algae. So, I'm just gonna give some commands to actually dig down here. That is what needs to happen at the very beginning here. And to make that happen, we need to make sure we actually can access this ladder here, even after all this here is dug out, and this is how we do that. Alright, let's get started. We're gonna dig out this top layer here and this top layer here. On top of that, we're gonna dig out those two here as well. We're gonna make sure that these are number 9s, and that should work. Here we have one space. We should reach all of this here. This is not algae, this is still igneous rock, but algae is right below it and a good amount of it. And further down is even more. We're gonna dig up all this algae right here. Wonderful. Also over here on this side, we also have a bunch of algae. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna build a ladder right here. I need that to make it a number 9 priority. And also a fire pole right beside it. That is just there so we can access everything here. We have a few gaps in here that we have to take care of, but it's nothing crazy. And we're gonna start digging over here. And we're gonna come down here and we're gonna go another 4 all the way to the ladder. That should be fine, not a problem at all. And while we are happily digging away on the algae over here, there's a few more things we need to do. First of all, we need to get rid of this power wire here. We don't need it anymore, so there's no point in having it if we don't need it. Yep, the conductive wire bridge goes as well. And also these deodorizers here are completely pointless, so let's say goodbye to those as well. Very good. Over here, let's keep on digging down. We need to get down on all this stuff right here. On actually those two here, not so much. Actually, this one tile right there we need. At least for right now, not for very long. But we need to do a couple more things. So first of all, natural gas generators here on the bottom. We need more of those. We only built 2, and when we take a look, they only have an 800 watt outage. That's all we are getting out of them. A piece, of course, so 1600 total. That's not enough. We're gonna build a couple more over here. Let's see how many we can actually fit. How about we build one here, one here. Well, we can build even 3. Look at that, wonderful. That's gonna work. We're gonna build a mesh tile underneath it, just like that. What else do we need for this thing? Power should already be hooked up automatically, but we do need a gas pipe. The gas pipe needs to come out on the top, and we're just gonna connect it up to here. We're just gonna vent that stuff into the environment right now. We can do something better with that later. I already have an idea for that as well. And let's hook that up. What we also need is automation. Or at least an automation wire. We're gonna run all off of this one battery right here. And then we're already gonna give the build command, even though that's not gonna happen anytime soon. We're just gonna build a bunch of batteries down here. It's gonna be inside of the polluted water. That is not a problem for those kind of batteries. So all we need to do is, where is our heavy watt wire? Come over to here and hook them all up. Just so we have a little bit of an extra buffer. That's what this is all about. It will take a while though, because our production of oxygen is so low that our atmosphere docks are out. And that is suboptimal to say at the very least. But we will get there. Not a problem at all. First of all though, we need to get these here up and running and get our pressure back up. As long as these here run constantly, we should be okay. The longer term project is over here. We're gonna build a massive self-powered oxygen machine. And I think we should get started on that rather earlier than later. We have all this water right here. We may as well utilize it. And the oxygen we're just gonna put into another infinite gas storage. That is probably the best way to do this here, because we don't have anywhere else to put it right now. We can't just take out of the storage whatever we need All right, so let's get started right here. We have our gas pumps. We need to make them out of gold. Well, we don't necessarily have to, but I'm not entirely sure what the temperature is going to look like in there, so we're just not going to do it. We're just going to make sure that it will survive it. And we're going to build 6 of those in a row, just like this. And then let's take a look. We need insulated tiles. We're going to come all along the bottom, just like that. We're going to build 2 mechanized airlocks, one here and one there. And on top of that, well, actually, we don't need one over here. We only need one. Go away. There we go. So the right side we can directly build. We're just gonna mirror the 2 sides, with the only difference is that here we have access, so we can actually build it right now, which definitely would be helpful. Another one right there. Couple more tiles. And then we're gonna have 1, 2, 3, 4 on each side of airflow tiles. We're gonna have not a pneumatic door, but a manual airlock door, one here and one there. And in between those, we are going to have just standard tiles. We don't necessarily need those here, but it's just easier for our dudes to get all around. That's what that should look like. Then right here, we are going to build, let's see where we at, 2, 4 electrolyzers, just like that. And then we're gonna come once again with our insulated tiles. We're gonna directly finish this whole entire thing here, right here. And then we're gonna come over all the way to here. We're gonna build one up, just like this. And we're gonna just follow along on the other side. Here we're going to build a couple more tiles, just so it looks a little bit better. That is not absolutely needed, but we're going to do it anyway. And this is what the basic setup looks like. All we need now is a ladder coming up all the way to the top and a fire pole on the other side. Just like that. And now a dig command to make sure we actually get around here. Just like this. Great. What we should also probably do right away is to make sure that this here stays its own area. We're going to keep going up with our insulated tile right here. Gonna build our ladder on this side here, all the way up. Better too much than not enough. That is definitely a true statement for what we're doing right now. And another one all the way to the top. There we go. That should be enough division between the 2 sides. Let's make sure the priorities are correct. Yes, so we just want to go full force on this thing here. That should be exactly what we need. And then we're just gonna build the oxygen storage over here or something. Doesn't really matter. Well, it does matter a little bit. It's a little bit cold over here, so our water is going to freeze again, but we'll figure that out as well. So let's get started on that. And again, the only problem is that we don't get enough oxygen in. You see this tiny little flow of oxygen here? Yeah, probably should have taken care of that a tiny little bit earlier, but that's fine. And we're slowly but steadily starting to build our brand new self-powering oxygen machine. That is going to be insane, that thing. It's going to produce so much oxygen, we literally don't even know what to do with it. But at the same time, I actually want to build 2 more infinite storages. 1 for oxygen and 1 for carbon dioxide. So currently, we are pumping all of our carbon dioxide straight out into space. And the carbon dioxide that we are producing over here, we're just dumping it right there. Look at this, we're at 1800 grams. I think we can do something better with it. And I don't know where to build it. Doesn't really matter, does it? Not entirely sure. We could just plop them both into here. Yeah, let's do that. So I'm gonna build 2 more of our patented infinite storages. 1 right here and 1 right below it. That should be perfect. So let's see. We need a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 tiles. And then just a little bit below it. Doesn't really matter how much. Well, it does matter a little bit. Let me just think a second. We need to put 1 in here. We need 1, 2, 3, 4 gas vents. And that is actually not even enough space. I should build 2 more. Here a vent and here a vent. That's what that should look like exactly. And we're gonna build on top of that 2 gas pumps, 1 right here and 1 right there. And then we're gonna go around that with more insulated tiles. And at the end of the day, it should look something very similar to this right here. And up to here, it's where we're going to build it. We're going to build a piece of ladder right there, so our dupes can get over here and actually build all this stuff. And then we're basically just going to copy and paste this whole entire thing to the bottom. So we're going to leave 2 high space. Yeah, 2 high should be enough. We're going to come all the way over. 1, 2, 3 down. Then an airflow tile. And then we're going to come over all the way to here. Once again, with an airflow tile. And then plumbing, we're going to build a bottle emptier. We will need that one as well. Not necessarily right at this second, but we will need it nonetheless. Yeah, that should be exactly what that should look like. And what our dupes are building all around this whole entire thing here is basically one big construction site right now. I also added on 2 more bedrooms so we can bring on a couple more dupes if we want to, because currently we have 18 and we have 18 beds, so let's make that 20 and we are ready for any eventuality that may hit us. That is just a little bit of help. Main reason why I'm doing that is of course the dupes, but also we need to plop another large transformer in here so we can come up with another conductive wire. And we're just gonna come over here and we need to currently just hook it up to right there and to right here. That's basically all we need. We just need to make sure that we get those space heaters here running, so when we put the water in, it will not freeze immediately. Later on, we will also use that exact same wire to power up our 4 pumps. Wonderful. That's exactly what that should look like. Easy peasy, just how we like it. Okay, so several things have happened. First of all, we are now nice and warm in here. We should be able to put at least the first one in, probably the bottom one. We should be able to complete this one here right away. Over here, we are still building. It's going a little bit slow once again due to our suits. It's just not optimal. It is really just not optimal. In the bottom, we still don't have our automation wires in, which also sucks. That is once again due to the empty Atmo suits. We need to get this under control ASAP. Are we looking at our overview? We are getting better. I think we can actually already turn this one here off and get in return more oxygen over to our Atmo suit dock. Because currently we are splitting it up. We can see it right here. Here we are completely full, 500 grams. And here on the top, every other space is empty. And that is something that we of course need to try to avoid if we ever want to get this here done. Because this here is going to be our long-term solution. And it's not going to be the only one. So currently if we take a look here, our water gauge here, and it shows you on the right that we have a total average flow of 2,852 grams a second. So this math here takes the dormancy into account. So if we have a constant flow out of that thing of 2,852 grams per second, we should never run out of water. Let's take a look at our electrolyzers. Our electrolyzers are taking 1,000 grams per second, and we have 1, 2, 3, 4 there. So we are taking 4,000 out, but our sustained flow is just barely over 2,500. We are short. Well, how can we remedy this? Well, down here we have this desalinator. And if you take a look at the desalinator, it alone produces 4,650 grams a second. So this here is what we need to hook up to our infinite storage right here. So then in turn, we can hook up the infinite storage to our new SPOM here on the top. And that is exactly what we need to do. So over here, first of all, let's run the game. And here on the bottom, we're going to say liquid, we're going to say water, and we're going to say enable auto bottle with a priority of 9. I want a dupe to come by and put some water in there ASAP. And as soon as that happens, this one here keeps already on turning off because it reaches max temp. So we're going to get rid of it. Also with a number 9 priority, all of this here should be happen simultaneously. Our water is here and we're getting rid of it. Very good. And then as soon as this is empty, we're going to say disable auto bottle and turn off all liquids. We want to turn it off completely. We're going to say sweep up the stuff here with a number 9 priority and come by to mop, also with a number 9 priority in the exact same spot. Also, I just realized I built the airflow tile 1 row too low. So we got to change that ASAP. That has to happen immediately. We can't have that. So we're going to change those 2 around. And I hope that our water doesn't freeze before we can fix this here. All right, so far so good. Our dupes came by and they repaired it. That's exactly what that should look like. That is very important so we can get the water over there. And now we can start mopping. Once again, with a number 9 priority, we need to make sure that that gets done immediately. We do not want our water to freeze. So come on, dupes, get it done. Where are you at? Here comes Nated. Nated is cleaning up some water. That's very good. Just need to make sure we still have enough left over at the end, but not too much. It is a very fine balance. At the moment, that is still too much, so we're gonna mop once again. And here we have Lord McFringe. He's on the job. Wonderful. There we go. Let's see what we have left. 200 grams, 200 grams. That is still too much. We need one more go at it. On the right side, please, not the left. And now let's take a look. We're going to pause the game. 200 grams, 200 grams, 100 grams. It's still too much. Good grief. One more time. And now if we take a look, Knutki just finished cleaning up. 177 grams, 142, 107, and 72 on top of another 36 right there. That is exactly what that should look like. Now we just got to build a tile right here. And a tile right there, and we need to make sure that we actually close this whole area here off, and we never enter it again. And here we are. The bottom one is now completely built in as it should be. All we have left to do is basically turn it on and create a vacuum in here. Pretty easy peasy. So let's make sure we pump all the leftover oxygen out of there. One of them will actually be an oxygen storage, so it doesn't really matter that much for that one. But we're gonna do it anyway, just for completeness sake. We want to be 100% sure that there's only in there what we actually want to have. And here we go, we have our vacuum, we can turn our pump off, and now the system here is ready to go. And thanks to insulated tiles, our water should not freeze anymore. Not a problem anymore at all. And now we just gotta do the exact same thing here on the top. Yep, our temperatures are nice and warm. Perfect, ready to roll. So we're gonna do several things. Once again, we're gonna turn it to water, enable auto bottle with a number 9 priority. And then we're gonna deconstruct also with a number 9 priority everything that we have right there. And our first 2 tiles are built. One more to go, come on. And Knut Key is finishing it up. It has become ice, but as soon as it gets shifted over, it should unfreeze. Yep, just like that. And we are ready to roll. Wonderful. I love it when a plan comes together. And this plan here definitely is coming together. So let's empty that thing out. Should only take a couple seconds. Let's see. And the last piece is gone. And now we have 2 ready to go infinite storages that we can do whatever we want with. Wonderful. That is exactly what that should look like once again. Gonna build here on the bottom a few ladders of us. Our dupes can actually get around. I guess this ladder here can go. This ladder here can go as well. How are we doing over here? Not too hot. Still a lot missing. Well, we also kept our dupes busy over here. Now our suits are looking slightly better. That's good. So next on the list, we need to power this whole thing here. Of course, we could just power it with localized hydrogen generators, but I don't think we're gonna do that. What we're gonna do is we're gonna get all this hydrogen that we're producing, and we're gonna put it into our infinite storage over here. That's what we're gonna do with it. And then we're gonna build our hydrogen generators over here later. We're just gonna come back over with the gas. That is going to be fine. That is literally the least of my worries. What worries me right now is to power this here up. And for that, we of course need our normal power grid. So here, 1, 2, 3, 4 high. We're gonna build out of insulated tiles just because we can, basically. Let's see how we're gonna do this. I should probably not build that first. What I want to build is a large transformer. And that is again 1, 2, 3, 4 high, just like this here. Yep, just like right there. We're gonna build one right here. We're gonna turn it around. We're gonna build another one right there. That's right. We're gonna build insulated tiles here and there. There's our heavy watt joint plate. We're gonna plop it through here. Take the heavy watt wire, and we're gonna come straight out of here, straight up to there, and we're gonna connect them to both. And then conductive wires. We're just gonna bring them out and over. This one here to these ladders, this one here to the pole, and then we're gonna come straight up, and we're gonna come straight into here and hook this wire here up to all these gas pumps right there. And with the other wire, we're gonna come up a little bit further up, kind of like right there, and we hook it up to everything else. Wonderful. We also need to build some automation here in a minute. It's gonna be fine. Another pump is gonna go right there, so we need power right in this location. Very good. Might as well build that immediately. Where's our pump? There it is. And we're gonna plop it right there. We can also immediately start to build out our insulated gas pipes. So these two here are gonna go together. Kind of like this. These two here, not like that. That was a little bit too early. How about we're gonna go first down, and then we're gonna put you together. How about that? Yeah, that looks a hell of a lot better now, doesn't it? Very, very good. Just like that. And then over here, we may as well... How are we gonna do this? With this one here, we may take the outside way, because with these we're gonna come here 1, 2, 3 over and connect them up to our storage. So we're gonna come with this one here over to the left. Gonna come down over here, and we're gonna build them right through there, and then further down something like this. Just for right now. I don't know exactly what I'm gonna do with it, but just so it's out of the way and planned. May as well build those pipes here immediately as well. So with this one, we're gonna come over, we're gonna come up here and into there. With this one here, just gonna, nope, not like that. Oh no. Should have pressed shift, didn't press shift. I know. One day I will learn it, maybe. Probably not, but maybe. Hope dies last, I've been told. And also with this one here, we're gonna come all the way down to here, and all the way over, and all the way up to there. The only thing that we're going to do is somewhere right here, we're gonna cancel the construction. Let's see, here and here, and we're gonna disconstruct this piece right there. We need some outlets because first of all, whenever this here is done, we first need to clean it out, and we definitely don't want to put it into our storage. That is for sure. In our storage, we should only have oxygen and nothing else. And then while we are over here, we may as well build the automation for this here right away. We're gonna have here these Atmos sensors. I don't know, gonna build one right there. Gonna build one right here and one right there. And then we need the automation wires. This one here connects like this. And this one here connects like that. And this one here connects all the way to the top. Just like that. That is what that should look like when it is done. Very, very good. And then to actually get this here done, we need to deconstruct it. Very important. Currently, as soon as our power comes in, these are going to turn on. I will try to avoid that because we're going to say only if it is above 10,000 or 20,000 grams, which is never. Very good. None of those pumps here will run. And then I want to have one more piece of automation here. That is very optional. We don't need it, but it's nice to have, I guess. And we're just going to come, where are we going to come with this? Going to come over to this direction, I think. Yeah, just like right there. We're going to have a switch, a signal switch, just so I can control all of these electrolyzers here independent from the pumps. That should also be important in the long run. Now, on to building all this stuff. Next thing I want to do is I want to stop pumping all this gas here out into space. So we're going to put it into our storage. So how are we going to do this? It's pretty easy and straightforward. We're just going to use one of our gas filters. Currently, it's completely useless because we're not doing anything with it. So it's always going to be exactly what it is right now. We're just going to build it probably right here. That should be okay. Well, actually, that's one too high. Right there should be perfect. And then we're going to come with our pipe into there. We're going to come with our carbon dioxide out of here. Going to build it along to there, all the way over. And we're going to just throw it. How about we go just into there? That should be okay. And then with this one here, we're going to go back. We're also going to set this one here immediately to the right stuff, so it doesn't cause any problems on accident, even though it doesn't even have power yet. But still, we're going to make sure it is properly done. And then we're going to grab our conductive wire and power it up. What is this wire here? Okay, that wire is fine. Perfect. Not a big deal. Now we just got to build it exactly as it is right now. And we just gotta deconstruct this little piece of pipe right there. We don't necessarily have to, it would always go into the filter, but we might as well just for completeness sake. Very good. And now this here is completed. Very good. We can see that all of our valuable carbon dioxide is coming up to here into the filter, and we're gonna filter it all to over here. So currently it's really only chlorine or oxygen that we would vent into space if it should ever get there. And let's open it up and let's fill it up to the brim. Wonderful. That is the first one out of 2. We can already see that the pressure is going up. That will fill up here very shortly. But now we can also stop actually venting all of our stuff just into here. So how are we going to do this? We're just going to grab us a pipe and we're going to build it out of here. Let's see, where can we go? Across here, across there. That's wonderful. Right here we have a little bit of an issue. Okay, so let's make this here differently. We're going to stop this one, stop this one. We're going to deconstruct this one. And then instead of doing this, we are going to build 3 gas bridges here, here, and here. And that means we can come with our insulated pipe straight through there. Wonderful. Here we'll need another bridge, which is fine. We're going to come through here, through there, all the way across here. Just got to deconstruct this one here first. Well, actually, we don't even have to deconstruct it, do we? Let's see. If we use the snipping tool and we snip it here, and we snip it there, it just becomes a single piece of pipe in the middle of nowhere, and we can't just utilize it as is. Wonderful. Perfect. And then we're just gonna come across here and feed it straight into there. That is exactly what that should look like. Just gotta get it built. Once again, our atmosphere issue is still not exactly resolved. So yeah, that may be a little bit until this is actually done. So we're gonna leave this high gas pressure vent right there, so we are not running out of power. But we're gonna definitely give him the order to build it. And whenever it's done, it's done. So far, so good. And while everything else is happening, our pipe here is coming along. It's almost done. Very good. I want to give him one more construction thing that we need to do to make sure we don't forget it later, because if we forget it, it will be really bad. We need to make sure we get more water in here. So what we're going to do is we're going to turn this here on. So let's pause it real quick for doing that. And then in plumbing, we need an insulated liquid pipe. And instead of going down and over to here, we're not going to do that. We're going to come up to here, up to there. We're going to come all along here, maybe over to there, up the ladder. Yes, just like that. Keep it a little bit hidden. That's always good. And we're going to come over to here, straight through. And then just over here, maybe we can come through. and connect it to this pipe right there. Yes, that's what that should look like. Wonderful. Where do we have some bridges that we need? One is right there. Just like this. And then we're going to use our snipping tool. We're going to snip this here. We're also going to turn it back off for right now. We just first got to build it. Then it needs to be emptied. And then this here will convert all the salt water here to valuable water. And once again, that is going to be at 4,650 grams a second. That is crazy. But we are definitely going to use it. And the pipe system for our gas generators is now ready. So all we have to do is we need to deconstruct this high pressure gas vent right there. And all the air, I keep saying air for some reason. All the carbon dioxide is going straight up that pipe and should go into our infinite storage where it belongs and not just here into the atmosphere. Let's see if that is correct. Yes, look at that. Let's make it a little bit slower so we can actually see it. Yeah, look at this here. A consistent 112.5 grams of carbon dioxide a second is coming up there. Wonderful. That's what that should look like. But at the same time, while this is going up there, we can build some high pressure gas vents. One here, and one there. And another one right here. And we're going to hook everything that's coming out of our new system up here up to those. That's what that should look like. We need to make sure that these here are actually getting pumped out into the atmosphere just anywhere. I don't really care that much. It's not a hell of a lot that we're going to lose. But as soon as this is up and running, oh, it's going to change everything. Meanwhile, also this piping system here is completed. So we can now safely turn this one here on. And the water has, or better to say, as soon as a dupe comes by, actually empties it out. Let's put it to a 7 priority so that actually happens at some point. All the water will go straight up to our infinite storage. Wonderful. And through here, we can get rid of this pipe here. Nobody needs it anymore. Might as well get rid of it. And also this pipe here, this is our overflow pipe. We should probably get rid of that one as well. Let's see. Yes, this is our overflow pipe. So it's going to come down, and instead of going down to here, we're just going to hook it up straight to right there and also put it into our infinite storage. That's what we're going to do. Let's see. We just need our insulated pipe. We're going to connect it into here. Cut this here off and then deconstruct all of it. We won't need any of that anymore. Wonderful. That is very good. That's what that should look like. And I almost forgot that I actually need to let our dupes down there. I kind of restricted their access. That's right, because they tend to kill themselves. So we're going to build those ladders here, and also this fire poles. Our dupes can actually get down there. I can wait for a long time without those few pieces here being in place for the dupes to do something. There we go. And their RSAJ is already on the job of emptying it out. And as soon as that happens, we should get a bunch of water out of here. Yep, roughly right now. There it is. And we're getting 4,650 grams of water out of that thing more or less immediately. Great. And here we go. The water has reached our infinite storage, and we are just getting more and more water in there. 4,650 grams, almost 5 kilograms a second are going into that storage system. And here on the top, we are basically ready. Look at this. We just need to make sure that once everything's spilled, to actually get all this crap out of there. Because once we close it off, I never ever want to enter it again. The next thing is, I need to turn the switcher off, because now comes the last thing that we want to do. And that is we actually want to hook up those pumps that we have in our infinite storage to our electrolyzers up here. So we're going to do that. We're just going to come straight up potentially. How about we come one over, just so we hide it a tiny little bit behind those gas pipes. And then we're just going to come up to here, connect it into there. And then we're just going to come over and connect it into all of those here. Great. And we're getting closer and closer here on the top with our SPOM. A few more pieces and we are completely done, and we can actually turn it on. That's going to be good. But first of all, I noticed something else. Our insulated gas pipe here is completely full with oxygen. We are now at the point where we actually need to enable these here again, or this side here is going to go completely out of whack. So we can see that the pressure in here with the oxygen is pretty high, but we're not pumping anything out currently. That is suboptimal, and the electrolyzer actually stopped with maximum gas pressure, so we need to get the oxygen out. And that is what's going to happen right now. So far, so good. We also need to make sure we are getting more and more hydrogen in here. We are now at 257.6 kilograms a tile. Oh my god. And on a natural gas, we're at 474 kilograms per tile. That is a good amount. That will sustain us for a little bit. Let's just say that like that. All right, the moment has come. It looks like our system here is now completely ready to roll. All we have to do is we need to get rid of this door here and this door right there. And when that is done, we're just going to build in some insulated tiles, and that is it. As soon as that is corrected, all we have to do is put it into our storage over here. But first, let's quadruple check. All 3 output lines are coming over here and going straight into high pressure gas vents, and the one coming from the top one is also going down and ends right here in a high pressure vent. Of course, it shouldn't end there, so let's pause it just for a second. We're going to keep on building this pipe here. And we need to come all the way over to here. That's going to be a little bit of an issue. It will be slightly confusing, but it should be okay overall. Alright, we are finally ready. Let's take one last look. There's one last piece missing. Everything else all along here is built and hooked up. Well, we've got a bridge right there. Son of a gun. That is exactly why we looked one more time. And it is connected already. And now all of our pipes are built. The entire system is ready to go. So I say, let's see and fire it up. First of all, we need to set this here to below, and we need to set this here to below and this here to below. Let's create a vacuum in there. That should make it easier for our gases to actually get where they're supposed to be. So we're going to just pump everything that's currently in there out there, and we're just going to release it into the environment, wherever the environment may be. Down here or up here right beside each other respectively. It does not matter. We want a vacuum. And now we can see pump not in gas. Yes, that's right. We are full of vacuum right there. So we can set these here actually up to be correct. Let's see. We need to put this one here to set a green signal if the pressure is above 450. That should be correct. We're going to copy the setting over, and this one here we want to have it above 250. That should be all that's needed. So we're going to turn the switch here on and see what happens. Do we also have our pumps turned on down here? No, we don't. Let's turn our pumps on. Let's pump some water up there and put it in there. And let's see what happens. Take a look in our gas overlay. Yep. So we are currently pumping out oxygen right here. That's exactly what we need to try to avoid. We need to wait for this whole system here to normalize. That should happen very shortly. And now we have it. The system is now normalized. We have all hydrogen here in the top. That's very good. What do we have here? That's okay. I think we should have possibly built a second sensor on this side over here. But we should be okay. It should still work, I believe. Yeah, I don't see why that wouldn't work. That is okay. So now let's take a look in our gas overlay. Yeah, look at this. We have only oxygen coming out of those 3 and only hydrogen out of this one. That means we can actually hook these 3 here up to our storage. And I might actually only hook 2 up and leave one high pressure ventil right there for a little bit, so we pressurize our base. And the other 2 we're going to store, and our hydrogen we're also going to store. So let's do that. We're going to take our insulated pipe and we're just going to build straight across. Just like right here and right there. We're going to build straight across here. And then we're going to deconstruct, not the pipes, but the high pressure gas vent, this one and this one here. And also this one down here needs to be deconstructed. Come on, there we go. Let's build all this stuff, and then we should be able to open this one here up so we can actually let something in there. So he's of course going to deconstruct it before he is going to build the gas pipe. That may cause an issue. Come on, build it. There we go. Okay, good. We're good. And we are pumping oxygen into here. We already have like, what, 6 kilograms, 7 kilograms in there. Good. And this one right here, do we have a little bit, not enough water in there maybe? No, it should be okay. Bugging out a little bit, but it seems to be working. I hope it doesn't cause any problems down the line. But if it does, we can always fix it, not a big deal. And our hydrogen, what's going on with you? You're going along your line. Very good. And you will also be put into our storage. So we have now so much hydrogen, we literally don't know what to do with it. We literally just quadrupled our output. We used to have 1 electrolyzer, and now we have 4. We have so much oxygen and hydrogen that we literally do not know what to do with it. So we are just going to pump it straight into an infinite storage. We're already at 43 kilograms. That number here is going to rise drastically, very, very quickly. And we can see the pressurization has improved drastically just because we had those 3 high pressure outlets here for a brief amount of time. That's all it took. We are really looking a hell of a lot better. And we're going to forcing all the other gases down into the bottom very, very soon. Let's take another look at our other supply right here. So we basically can now dedicate this supply here to do nothing but fill up our Atmos suits over here. That's exactly what that should look like. Great. One other thing that I have built meanwhile that I didn't show you because it's so simple. I just put a liquid pump in here as well as a hydro sensor. All this polluted water here once we're going over, what, 250 kilograms, I believe I set it up. Yes, 250 kilograms. We're just pumping it up to here, all the way around, and just into our standard loop from our toilets and whatnot. So all the polluted water should eventually end up over here, which is fine. We may accumulate a little bit more polluted water, so we're probably going to turn this here off for a little while. Just like that, it should be okay. So we're going to let it accumulate, and then we get rid of it whenever we need to. And we even still have some algae, even though I stopped mining for algae a while ago. We are definitely looking really, really good right now. That is exactly what the intention was. We will not run out of oxygen or hydrogen anytime soon. And we can probably switch over our power production mainly to hydrogen here very soon. We're just going to plop a bunch of hydrogen generators down here into the bottom and save our natural gas. Great. So let the game now run for a couple of minutes only, and I identified another problem. When we take a look here, if our coal generators are not working, our natural gas generators are not enough to supply us with power. We do not want to waste any more coal, at least not right now. So what we're going to do is, for the last thing for today's episode, right after that we are definitely going to call it quits. Just going to plop a few hydrogen generators in here. Let's say one right here on the edge. And then we need a smart battery that controls that whole thing. And then we're going to build as many more of those hydrogen generators as we can fit here. Just right beside each other. Look at this. That's going to be plenty. Each of those is going to supply us with 800 watts of power. So we're going to hook it up to a heavy watt wire, just like we did it with the others. We're going to come over to here, going to come down, and we're going to come straight through. And of course, we will also need automation wires. Let's plop these here in as well. Just like this. That was too far. All right, perfect. And now I got to build a gas pipe that comes all the way from over here. So we basically got to just take this gas pipe right here, and we got to extend it over all the way where we came from on the other side of the base. So let me do that, and then we're going to see how that works. All right, the entire thing is now built. A pretty standard hookup as we saw before. But here we have the pipe. Pipe comes all the way over. It is now gonna look like a complete mess. Look at how much piping we have, and every single bit of it is needed. Sure, could I have built another infinite storage over here? I could have. Of course I could have. But it's fine the way it is, and I think that shouldn't be a problem. All right, so where's the last one? Here I left one not hooked up. We just need one more bridge, and the whole system will be functioning. And of course, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take whatever we have here. We're going to copy the settings up to right here, and we're only going to run it when also the natural gas generators are running, and that is always before the coal generators turn on. That is the whole idea. You just need the gas to actually come over here, and it's coming through right now. Perfect. It is barely going to make a dent into our storage over here. We're still over 400 kilograms. Good grief. Yeah, that is a nice buffer that we have there, that is for sure. And the hydrogen is arriving right now, and all of them are starting to pump right away because we are low on power. And here we go, ready to roll for sure. Wonderful. That is exactly what my expectation is. Great. But that is a wonderful moment to end this episode. Our power brick here has now a little bit more in it than when we left. We have a whole new, very advanced system up here, and we can take a look at our overview. Look at this, we have now already pushed all of the back gases all the way down to here. And we started, they were all the way up to here. Wonderful. Let's make sure we don't overpressure our base completely. Nope, we're still fine in our living quarters. Over here, of course, we're higher, but nobody should come over here. There's nothing here for any dupe. We have already stored 116 kilograms of carbon dioxide here on the top. And here on the bottom, we have, oh my god, 870 kilograms of oxygen. Oh my goodness, that thing produces way more than we will ever need for anything. And down here on the bottom, we have now 5 total natural gas generators and 5 total hydrogen generators that are supplying our base with power from our infinite storages. Wonderful. Next time around, we may take a look maybe into space. Maybe we check out what's going on with these teleporters right here. And yeah, that is definitely where we're gonna leave it for today. So all I have left to say is, if you enjoy the content, please subscribe to the channel, leave a like on the video, and comment down below. What do you think about this particular setup right here? Well, I personally love it. Look at it, it's so elegant and it's so powerful. But with that, I say thank you and peace.